My biggest advice to creators of all ages is let yourself evolve and change. I feel like the people my age didn't like the things that I liked. The term YouTuber or influencer, creator, I got to be a part of that movement as it was unfolding because I had a hunch that it might be something.
I'm Naomi, and this is Game Rant's Character Select, the show where I sit down with the most talented voices in gaming. Content creator and longtime internet personality Meghan Camarena, aka Strawburry17, joins us today. From the early days of YouTube to becoming a multi-hyphenate, multi-talented creator, Meghan has built a career that spans gaming, storytelling, and beyond. We talk about her days on video game high school and the amazing race, and touch on both her personal and career challenges that she's faced along the way, as well as how she continues to reinvent herself and fine-tune her creative edge. Hey Meghan, thanks so much for joining me on the show today. I so appreciate your time.
Hey Naomi, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm notoriously bad at intros. I've been trying to perfect my intro to these shows, and I just can't seem to find a nice way of doing it, or like a more natural way, I should say.
I make other people start it. And that's been like my go-to because it's so awkward. It's like, because we were talking before, so then you have to just pretend like be a little host and be like, welcome to the show today. How is your mother?
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like when you go into an office and it's like, okay, now this is the interview portion, so we're gonna pretend like we don't even know each other.
You know what it needs to start being like? More Pride and Prejudice, get like real.
Yeah. I kind of love that reference. Are you a big Pride and Prejudice fan?
I mean, it's I've only seen it twice, but I used a line to woo a woman that I love in a like a flower arrangement.
I kind of love that.
I was really nervous to do it because the quote is like, "You've bewitched me, body and soul." And then the last part of the line is "I love you," and I was like, I don't want to say I love you just yet in case
it might be too soon. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't too soon. That's how I felt, but I was like, I don't want to be crazy. But but I am crazy. So
you're crazy in love right now. You just posted about your latest not your latest, but like your new
latest relationship.
Your latest update. It was like your latest life update. It was like, here's all the things that's going on in my life, and plus I found like this amazing person in my life who I'm so grateful for.
Yeah, it's so weird. I've been on the internet a long time, so like, almost 20 years now. So I've kind of stepped back from sharing so much of my personal life, just because it's interesting when you're in the public eye and you decide to share those things. But this person's really special, and it's exciting to just like not let that be something I even have to worry about, because it's just like they fit in my life so perfectly and naturally, and same for me. And I don't know. I'm like, I just want that to just be a thing. Let's just like put it out there, and people can see what they want to see. Yeah,
because sometimes it's always like you're also like, why am I holding back? Why am I not just saying the thing that I'm thinking? Like sometimes it's like you don't want to jump the gun on stuff, but if you're feeling it, like might as well just say it and like put it out there.
Yeah, they're in my life, and I'm an adult. I think when I was younger, it was more like, ooh, it's like, be secretive about this relationship. But I'm in my end game now. Like I want to have a family, and I like love this person. So and they're so cool too.
They're so cool.
We first started dating.
I know the person that you're talking about. We could say her name's Erin. She's amazing. Yeah. She's a voice actress. Like she does so many things, and singer.
She's so talented and so pretty. I remember when we first started talking, I messaged you and I was like, what am I going to do? Are they cool? I hope they're as cool as they seem.
They were, I mean, she's awesome. Big fan of Erin, so I'm so glad you guys have found each other. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love love.
Me too. I was starting to give up. I was like, I'm just going to be okay being single for the rest of my life. And then it was when I least expected it, which I hate when people say that, because when you're single forever, you're like,
yeah,
no thanks.
Right. But you're like, it's not true, but then it turns out to be true.
But it's true. Also, when you know, that's also another one that I thought was fake. But
I know all those expressions, man, they're platitudes, but they're there for a reason. Like they exist because they're real and they're true.
I finally get it now. I finally get it. Is this what it's like? to
Yeah.
be in love,
Yes.
to be happy. I'm in my best timeline right now. I love it.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't wait to talk about all the cool stuff you're working on career-wise and then personal life. But I want to go back to the start. I want to talk about, you grew up, you're a Californian. You're a California girl.
I am, true and true. But Northern California.
That's right. A little different.
A little
Different vibe.
different.
Yeah.
If we're being really honest, Central California, which feel like it takes me down a notch, but I loved it there. I loved living there. I'm from Modesto, which is, if you look at the on the map, California, it's like right in the very, very smack dab middle. And I grew up around a ton of agriculture, so always got to have the best like first harvest of strawberries, of peaches, of vegetables. You always had a friend who had a farm, so everyone just was like trading. Someone had a lemon tree, someone had a pomegranate tree. It was a really, really nice way to grow up. And I miss that. It's so funny whenever I'm driving up the coast for like a trip or something. My family still lives in Modesto, so I stop by and say hi, but I can smell like the manure from like the fertilizer. And I know that sounds so disgusting, but damn do I miss it.
It's country living, you know?
Yeah.
It's fun. Kyle, my husband, is from Bakersfield, so we do go back there sometimes. His parents still have a house there.
Bakersfield?
Yeah, so he's super central too. So I know what that's like, but it's fun.
Bakersfield is a little different.
A little different? Yeah. So I've heard too.
That's the armpit of California.
Yes, exactly. He's named it that before as well. He
you know.
That's still his roots though. Like every time he goes back, he's like, my friends are still there, you know.
It's so cool. People like really do. It's small town, but it's not, right?
Yeah.
But for California, that is small town.
It is.
Yeah, I think my high school reunion was a couple years ago, and all those people got together. I could never be bothered with it, but I was like, that's cool. Good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never go to my high school reunion either. I don't even know if they're doing one. Our school was so small.
No freaking way. Like that makes me sick to my stomach. I like skateboarded in high school. That's all I did. So I'm like, I don't even know how those people. Yeah.
So you skateboarded. I'm assuming you gamed as well, or did you get into that later?
No. I grew up with 4 brothers, so we always had at least one console in the house. It was Nintendo, and I remember just being able to play whatever games my older brothers played after they finished. So I would sit and I'd get my own walkthrough and I'd take like notes. And then when they were finally done beating the game, we had an extra day before we had to return it to Blockbuster, I would just like try and speedrun it. So that was really fun. Except for Super Mario World, we had that one. So that was the first game I ever beat. Yeah, I've always loved video games.
Would you say Super Mario World was your favorite, or did you have other favorites growing up?
I mean, I really loved Earthworm Jim. I thought that was really cool. I loved Mega Man. That was my first crush. It's like a little pixel character. Why was I obsessed with that person? I don't know.
The story?
Something about them.
Maybe?
No, I was not paying attention to that story, but it was like a cute little like pixel character. I don't know. I was very into it. I'm trying to think of other games that I like really loved. We were really at the mercy of whatever Blockbuster had.
Same. Yeah, we didn't have Blockbuster. We had like a corner store, video
the rental
store.
But, yeah. One time we rented this Rugrats game because it was, I forget what it was, but I remember being like,
yeah, I see clips of that on TikTok now because it's so retro looking. It's so weird.
It was so freaking good. I was deep into like Nickelodeon. I really loved Rugrats. That stuff was good.
Yeah.
But I didn't get more diverse into gaming until I got older. But obviously, Pokémon Red was my first first Game Boy game I ever beat. I went through Mount Moon without Flash. Because I missed that step and I didn't know what to do. And I can still go through I know the whole like cave by heart and can go through it, which feels pretty great.
Amazing. Zelda, did you ever dabble in Zelda, like those types of games, Mario?
I deleted my brother's Ocarina of Time save file on accident. Yeah, and he got
had he finished like the whole thing?
He was really close to being done.
Oh my god.
And that one, like, it traumatized me. I felt so freaking bad for doing it. He cried, and then he got really, really mad. And then I wasn't allowed to touch the game, the Nintendo, for a while because I was being reckless. But I didn't know. Usually, like, I would always have to wait my turn. He was taking forever with this game, and I was like, maybe I can start another save file, and then I'd be able to play. So I never, that scarred me. I never got into the Zelda games because of that. I'm like, that's my brother's game. I don't want to touch that.
Yeah.
Mario Kart, definitely. I love racing games. I love fighting games. That's something I don't really advertise fighting games I don't advertise or play on my channel. I mean, it's like they're story based to a degree, right? I'm very good at like Dead or Alive, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I grew up like being unstoppable. Xbox had a celebrity tournament one time, and I almost went up against Wayne Brady. I had to just beat one guy, and he beat me by 1 health point because I didn't know that there's like fighting controllers. I have this like thing where my joints slip out really easily, which is kind of disgusting. But it's like, what can I do? It's just I'm like Gumby. But yeah, my thumb dislocated as I was delivering the final blow, and I remember the guy got so mad. He's like, "Did you just let me win? Did you?" Because it looked like I just like let him. And I'm like, brother, no. I'm just a fragile girl trying to make my way in this competition. But I would have whooped on Wayne Brady if I was given the chance.
I'm sure you would have. You need a rematch.
I know, right? You get it. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. I believe in you. I think you could do it.
That's all I need.
So gaming. So you started out gaming, you were skateboarding. When you were younger, what was like your dream job? What was like, I'm going to be doing this when I grow up?
Right. Well, when I was little, I really wanted to become a Power Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like everyone, Pink Ranger for me, but yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be the Yellow Ranger. And then as I got older, I was like, oh wait, people don't grow up and get to be that. So I'm just gonna have to let that dream die. And then at 30, I became a Power Ranger. So
crazy.
Never give up, kids. When I was really, really little, I wanted to be a mom. I always thought that would be so freaking cool. I was like, man, I got a lot of love to give, and I like the thought of making lunches for my kids made me really excited. And then I think from that, I was like, oh, maybe I want to become a chef. I really love cooking. As you know, I bake sourdough the bread.
Best sourdough ever in the world.
Stop it.
So good. I'm so lucky that I get to have some like once or twice a year at our friend gatherings.
Anytime you want sourdough, I got you. I bake like 6 loaves a week, although I've been a little bit behind since I've been moving.
Don't say that. I'm gonna like sign up for like a subscription. I'm like, I need 3 loaves every month.
I would gladly give it to you, literally. Like, I sometimes am like having to throw away loaves if they're out for too long. And I freeze them and I give them away to neighbors. There's only been a couple casualties.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I love cooking. I think in my retirement phase of life, I'll probably move to France and go to culinary school and just like learn a bit, because that's always been my big dream. And that's one I definitely don't want to give up on, but yeah, let's see. Power Ranger mom, chef, professional skater.
Okay.
I was amateur for a bit doing competitions. I was quite good at park. I was doing like kickflips off of like 6 stairs. I got really good at like half pipes and doing rails. And then I landed on the back of my head pretty hard and didn't wake up for a bit. And
Scary.
when I finally did, I was like, I don't know if this is for me anymore. When you hit hard in those kind of like sports, you either get back up and shake it off, or you reconsider altogether. And I had never had a wipeout that bad. I've definitely like hurt myself, but that one was terrifying.
Yeah.
I never would have thought. I felt, I don't know about you, but I felt so lost growing up, because we're told like, oh, you gotta go to college. And then like you'll figure out what you want to do there, and then you gotta buy a home, and then if you want to be successful, this is what this looks like. And when I was thinking about going to college, none of those majors looked interesting to me.
Yeah.
I felt like such a failure, because I'm like, I don't want to pay all this money for these things that don't inspire me. I've always been very creative, and I felt so like frustrated with like, this is all life has for me. And, you know, the dawn of the internet was just like unfolding, and back before you could even make money doing it, or there was like the term YouTuber or influencer, creator. I got to be a part of that movement as it was unfolding because I had a hunch that it might be something.
Yeah.
And lucky me, all these years later, I'm sitting in such a senior position, having experienced all of it from its beginning. Because I started on MySpace. I was a MySpace girly. Yeah. I would find artists through MySpace. I found like Lights in El City on MySpace.
Wow.
And then when YouTube started, I started doing the lip dubs, and I would help push songs to top 40. It's such a crazy thing. And then I got into gaming, and then hosting and television, all that. But the thing is, like, what I wanted to do, it didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how to form that, like, wish or want, or what path to follow. But how exciting that all those random things that I did love led me to it, right?
Yeah. And you had a hunch, and you it kind of found you. Like, I feel like that's a story I hear a lot from like a lot of creators in the early days. It was like, we didn't know, we knew we wanted to be creative in some form, but the internet kind of found us, or like gave us a way in to doing and finding what it is we wanted to do.
No, that's exactly it. Like, my biggest advice too for creators of all ages is let yourself evolve and change. The minute you feel stuck and having to be a version of yourself that you aren't anymore, that's where your creativity goes to die. The most beautiful thing about being online is that, like, we're not cartoon characters. We're meant to change and grow, and if that means audience shifts and views shift, it's all temporary anyway, so ride the waves and just enjoy it, because it's all a gift.
Yeah, oh, I love that. You said that, so we're going to cut that. We're going to put that in a reel, and it's going to live on the internet for people to listen to. Yeah. So YouTube days, back in the day, you are someone who has like reinvented yourself, and you do follow the flow. Like, I feel like you're always trying to shift and find, more ways to be creative. What was it like working back in the old YouTube days? How did you find that path? Like, how did you fit into that? And you found your people eventually, like you did, and you made a lot of friends.
I did. I'm so lucky. You know what's weird is growing up, I had very few friends because I'm weird. We all are. All of us found the internet, and that's how we like became friends, right? But I had a really tough time connecting with people because they didn't like the things I liked. I was really into anime, and I was an artsy kid, and I was a little more quiet, and I had a really hard time connecting with people because I feel like the people my age didn't like the things that I liked. And, you know, I was always drawn towards maybe like older kids, or like it's so funny I'm saying this, but like in high school, because I was a skater, I always looked like Avril Lavigne. I just like, that was my icon, dressed like her. But I would always want to hang out with the anime kids who hung out by the stage in my school, and like that's like almost like a no man's territory. And they would be talking about the latest episode of Inuyasha, and I'd like sneak over and try and chime in, but they hated me because I didn't like fit into their norm. And I'm like, damn, I like don't have anywhere where I belong in this, and I want to talk about like last night's Hamtaro episode with someone. But all my skater friends, like, they weren't into that stuff. They weren't into nerdy things that I was into, and I kind of had to hide that part of myself. And being on the internet, I realized, man, the world is so much bigger than Modesto. And I started just finding my people so quickly. Zachary X Banks was one of my first friends. And it was amazing because like every conversation just felt so exciting. And like, oh my God, I would never run into this person on the street. There's no freaking way that our paths would cross. But because of the internet, I'm able to get to know them and become their friends. And it opened up just this huge, huge world of different people from different places and different interests. And I got to grow and evolve and change as a person, where if I had just stayed in Modesto and I didn't I wasn't as curious as I wouldn't have grown nearly as much or seen all these different sides of myself that I'm so,
Yeah.
proud to know. But yeah, YouTube was a wild, wild time. Everything was new. Everything was exciting. Google hadn't bought it yet. We were all figuring it out. I remember when it was like the square ratio and then it switched to 16:9 and all of us were like, what do we do? What do we do? And Amazing Phil had figured it out and everyone was messaging him because he did this. He made a video and then he did this and he pushed the black bars away and we were like, what? Yeah, and there weren't like tutorials on how to figure these things out, so it was all just like messaging someone or trying to find a blog. Like I learned how to edit in Adobe After Effects with Video Copilot.
Wow.
Shout out to that website. It taught me everything I know. But like it was such an exciting and beautiful time. I remember YouTube Live happened in San Francisco and Katy Perry was there and Bo Burnham.
Wild.
Yeah, and they invited me out and I'm like, oh my gosh, because I was for the longest time top 100 most subscribed. So it was a very interesting ride because Google didn't know how to work with creators. They came at it from a very like traditional POV. Yeah, so having to fight to have a place and create it at the same time in that industry was really, really, it was interesting. And it was very fun to be a part of navigating that and being in those rooms to have those discussions with some of these big companies. I'm all nostalgic. I'm like, damn, that's so cool.
You went through that. That was your,
The thing.
You did the thing, exactly.
The meetups were insane too. Like, I don't know if you went to
I never
7,
was
8,
part
9.
of the meetup. No, you have to tell me everything.
Yeah, okay. So like, in Modesto it's small. And I would get recognized here and there for, my videos, and Central Valley Pride is like super like big. But I remember I went to New York with my vlog channel friend group called Vlog Candy, and there was a meetup in Central Park, and Vlogvetico was there, which were like our rivals. And all these YouTubers were getting together in Grand Central Park, and we were late because John Man, his pants were like, he didn't like his pants, so we had to go back and change. It was a whole freaking thing. And we show up and we're like, oh, I don't know where everyone is. Maybe it's like, because you don't know what to expect. I had never like met fans before. These are just people. Like I didn't even know my videos were ever gonna be as popular as they were. It all happened. I wasn't chasing virality. I was just posting videos and hoping someone other than my mom would comment, And we were like, oh, I guess it's just like, maybe we missed it. And then all of a sudden someone's like, it's Vlog Candy! And a huge crowd of people just ran towards us. I remember I signed like a Game Boy and someone's shoe and all these things. And I'm like signing autographs like I'm signing checks. And I'm like, wait, this is wrong. I didn't practice this. I don't know what to do. And I'm taking all these pictures with people. And that was my first kind of taste of fame in that capacity. And it was so cool hearing people's like the influence I had on them and what my silly videos might have meant. And they had no idea like that, at the time my life was very, very tough. And I had like 6 hours every single week to make a video, and YouTube was my outlet. It was the one thing that was like keeping me sane and saving me. So it was a very tender moment of me being like, yes, I'm on the right path. It
Something
feels
good.
so good. Yeah. And all these years later, I'm really glad I stuck to my gut. I always have a good feeling, or I can always trust my gut to lead me in the right place, because I couldn't have imagined this life for myself at all.
Yeah. Totally different path than, the one you had dreamed up, which was having a family and cooking. And I think like that, this path kind of got you into your creative mind, like really helped flourish that.
Well, I think the being a mom and cooking is like, that's something I'm gonna do and I'm good at.
It's still always there. Yeah.
It's always there, but I always felt like I was meant for something bigger. And not to say that that's not big or anything great. It's all part of the plan. I'm just getting to it in a different part of my life where I thought it was like, oh, that might happen first. And it's like, no, I'm gonna do a bunch of other cool things first, and that's gonna be along the way.
Yeah. And you followed your heart too. Like, I think you found something in that. It led to so many other things. Like I went through your IMDb before we did this, and I was like, oh my God, Amazing Race, Video Game High School.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of shows on Netflix. Like, it's been wild. Like, your career path has been wild. I don't know where to start with that.
I've never not said no.
Right,
anytime an opportunity comes my way, I'm like, okay, why not? Let's see, let's try. I feel like that's being a creator.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, do you have any hosting experience? And it's like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. I can do
right.
that.
Right. So how did you went into hosting kind of not having had, I guess, official training? Neither did I, by the way. Like I think it kind of finds you. What was that path like? And then I would love to get into Video Game High School and that experience, and then Amazing Race, which is a whole other ball game because that's reality TV. Yeah.
Well, hosting, when I moved to LA, I think that was 2011, 2012, I got offered a position at teen.com to help build it up and be host, do red carpet junkets, go on set. I got to go on set and Zendaya was there and hang out with her. Yeah, and do an interview. Did a whole bunch of movies. And it's just like, they just threw me in. I don't know what I was doing.
Was it because of your YouTube? Like, did they see that and were like, we love her presence, you know?
Yes. And they loved like the friendship dynamic that I had with the two other hosts. And through that experience, I learned how to produce. I learned how to edit better. I learned how to like mix sound. I also met my friend Stacy through that. She was a producer at the time, and now she's a very well-known Minecrafter. There was a producer named Dan who really was tough on me, but in all the ways I needed. It's funny, he had messaged me a while ago and told me how proud he was of me, and I was just like, dang, I really needed that like tough teacher and that mentor in that way. He'll never see this, but if he ever does, thank you so much, Dan. One time I showed up and my nails weren't done. He's like, you get paid to do this. Make sure your nails look good. And I was like,
damn.
That's
right. Actually, I mean, yeah. Like,
because I'm holding mics and like doing things. He was right.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Actually, I could have used that advice as well. But yeah, it's all useful. It all piles onto like it's a thing. There is a career to it, and there's like little things you have to think of. You know, that you don't think of otherwise.
You wouldn't expect it, but yeah, nails are a big thing. Making sure your face is really hydrated. Your
presenting.
Lips.
You're presenting. You're putting on a presenter vibe. Like it's a whole. You're a package deal. Like at that point, it's like, do you have all the pieces?
You have to know breath work too. How to sip in between the words so you're not like, or also it's almost like a song depending on what your hosting gig is. You should always kind of be guiding people along with different inflections. It's there's so many cool things I've learned along the way, and I've done so many hosting gigs since my teen.com days, but man, that really laid down the foundation for me.
Yeah, totally. How did that lead to Video Game High School? Because you were on that for like 2 seasons. How long did it run? I think there
was 3 seasons, right?
Wow, yeah. And were you in all 3?
No. I didn't come on until season 2. I was part of the FPS team. My character was Rapunzel, which was really cool. I hadn't done acting. I was never opposed to it. I respect actors so much. They're so good. And in LA at the time, like YouTubers were doing a lot of collabs, and you just like show up and do your best. So that's what I did with Video Game High School. And it's just playing pretend. But you know, I was with some incredible actors and learned so much from them. Joanna Sotomura, who's like in an Apple TV show now, she's so freaking incredible. The leads. I was hanging out with Freddie a lot, and you know that position came around, or that role, and I was so lucky that I loved everything Freddie was doing, and the Quarter Digital guys, they were really like. At the time, Freddie was the quickest channel to ever hit 1 million subscribers, and he did it in like under a year. Wow. And at that time, there was only a handful of people who had ever hit 1 million subs. He just was so impressive, and like the special effects and all that. Being a part of the Video Game High School world will forever be like such a beautiful memory for me. I looked so cool. The funniest thing is I'm awful at shooters. Like I'm so bad. And how funny that was my.
So you're
my whole
pretending
persona.
like I'm so good at this. So how did that translate? How were you able to find your actor voice, like your persona on camera that's separate from, who you are outside of that?
Right. Well, I read the character that they were writing, and it wasn't like I didn't have a huge part. Season 3, I definitely there was a lot more moments with all of us together. But I was like, oh, it's almost like D&D. I'm like, who is this character? Who do I want them to be? And how much of myself is in them? So I was like, well, if I was like a really badass FPS girly, how would I embody that? And I still wanted to be very like cutesy and silly. So I just added that flavor and hoped for the best. And, I'm thinking back, I'm like, dang it, I did okay. I did okay for myself. Yeah.
Yeah, you did great. Would you say it's something you want to go more into, acting, or?
I will never turn down acting. I'm
Yeah.
always so pumped and excited to do it whenever roles come up. I did like Artificial with Bernie Sue and played a reoccurring character. I did like a character for a Star Wars fan film with Sneaky Zebra, and that one was really fun because I got to act alongside Mari.
Yes, we love
I think they want to make that
Mari.
into some sort of mini series, which is, I hope that would be so fun.
That would be cool.
I've done projects like my project The Unleashed during the pandemic. That was a TTRPG with scripted scenes. I love acting. I love hosting more.
Oh yeah.
But I do love acting. I have been working on a film with a friend of mine, Melissa Flores, and that one's, I'm really excited for whenever we finish that because I do want to star in it.
Amazing.
It's a very personal
it's
story.
It's a feature. Amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, never know. Any opportunities that come my way, always yes. But yeah, it's a muscle I always love to work on. But I wouldn't say it's like I'm not auditioning for anything. Anything that comes my way, I'm like, I'm in. Yeah.
And the projects kind of find you. How did you get into Amazing Race? Like that's a whole other ball game. That's reality TV. Is that where you met Joey, or were you guys friends before that?
No, Joey was also one of like my first internet friends back in the day. He also was very into anime, and he originally was going to do Amazing Race with another friend, and they wanted him to choose someone else to have like a different like dynamic, and he asked me, and I was like, sure, why not? If there's any reality show I would ever go on, it would be The Amazing Race because it's an adventure of a lifetime. I grew up watching it with my parents, and they made us jump through all these hoops we did so many different audition takes and wrote our responses, and like it was just a long process, all to find out that we didn't get it. We were alternates, and then I was like, this is like not for me. I don't know if I can do reality TV. And then a week before they leave for production, a team drops out and we get put in, and then we're off to the races. So that one was just like, I'm very lucky for Joey to have thought about me. And it's so insane because we were the first ever team YouTube, which now they have whole social media seasons.
Yeah.
Kev Jumba was on with his dad, but he was just one YouTuber. Joey and I made up the first, ever like social media team.
Spearheaded that. You guys were the first.
And I remember they really didn't understand what we did, or get it. And we like offered to do recaps, which did really, really well.
Nice.
And also like gave us a really awesome like online presence when it was airing, and it got us invited back for All Stars right after.
Hell yeah.
Which
that's cool.
I mean, not too many people can say they're a 2-time Amazing Race loser, but I can.
Hell yeah. What was the traveling like? I just knowing myself nowadays, I would be so exhausted going to all those different places.
It's nonstop adrenaline. You are sleep deprived, you were starving. As long as you're filming, like you're in a leg, which is like an episode, a leg of the race can be anywhere from 8 hours to, on our first season, we had the longest leg in Amazing Race history, which I believe was 4 days. We went from like New Zealand to, I think, Hanoi, or was it, where was it? Was it Germany? I have no idea, but I remember at one point I was like sleeping in an elevator, a public elevator, because I was just so, like, you just can't stay awake. You're just so exhausted.
Yeah.
And you get to the airport and you're like, I'll take 2 tickets to Vietnam or wherever. And then they cut the cameras and you have to be like, actually, we need 4 because you always have to have your camera guy and your sound guy with you.
Right.
And if they didn't have the 4 tickets on that flight, you'd have to find another flight. So your whole game could be thrown off by it. It was a crazy, crazy experience. I'm so glad I did it the time that I did and where my like mental health and physical health was at, because thinking about doing it now, I could not. I am retired from reality TV. They tried to get me to go on Survivor and I was like, guys, yeah.
That would, I mean, I get it. It's hard. Those competition shows must be grueling. I can only imagine.
You forget about real life. When I was in Vietnam, I had a chicken in my hand and I was jumping over cars in a moving street. That's mental. Like you lose your mind a bit. Because it's all about the game and your world is so small and you don't have your cell phone and you're really isolated. And I mean, that's like the beauty of those shows and why they work. But as a contestant, it is intense.
Pretty intense. Are you watching any reality TV right now?
I just finished the Traitors Celebrity Run because my friend Natalie, who was on The Amazing Race with her sister Nadia, she was on it. And so I was rooting for her the entire time. She's so cool. She just was in town and came through because they were filming the reunion episode. So nice to see her and so nice to be friends with her after all these years. It's so funny when you do one reality show. They are, the community around it is very sweet. Like, Amazing Race had this really big Facebook group. So all the contestants were a part of it and they just, like, welcome you in and, like, check in on you. It's so tender. Rachel Riley, she was Big Brother winner. She was on the Amazing Race season 2 or All-Star season that I was on. She's a sweetheart, so nice. She's in reality casting now. She hit me up for a show and I was like, I don't know, girl, but if you have any baking or cooking shows, I could
totally see you on that. Oh my God. British Bake Off. Let's go.
British Bake Off. I think, I have this like really big dream in my heart. I'm just going to manifest it, put it out into the internet, into the world. I would love to be a contestant on the Great British Bake Off. That would be a huge dream.
You would unretire at that point from reality.
I would come back.
That would be the one.
That, or Food Network, whichever will have me first. I'm ready.
Hell yeah. I love it. Okay, let's talk about Pokemon Trainer Tour, because you kind of helped get that whole thing off the ground. I remember it was quite the and it's still going, right? Like I haven't seen an official finish date, but I think
I think that they are working with a whole bunch of different creators. I think that was the first time of them doing anything of that nature.
Okay,
it was Pokemon's very first reality show. When we initially shot it and I got brought in, they were trying to find a co-host to help Andrew kind of lead it. And at the time it was a YouTube video. And it was just supposed to air on YouTube. And then after we wrapped that shoot, they're like, dude, this is something, we have something special here, because it's like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy but with Pokemon, the trading card game. And Andrew and I really found our rhythm with me being like the Karamo, where I get to know people's stories and get the heart to heart, and then he's like, going through their deck and stylizing it and making it cool, and when they have their big like competition day against their rival. It's just such a beautiful show. Try and watch it without crying. You can't. There's so many beautiful, amazing stories in there. And I filmed that a while ago. It didn't release until 2 years after, which is the toughest thing about, working on these cool projects, is sometimes they never see the light of day, or you're a whole different person by the time they come out. And for that one, I definitely was. I'm like, my hair's not even straight anymore. I don't even look like that
Completely
girl.
overhauled your look.
Yeah. But that was sick. That was so cool. You can watch it on Prime Video. If you haven't, go check it out. It's so good. It's so tender. You'll learn a thing or two. And I was really, really grateful that Pokemon gave me that opportunity.
Yeah, especially like Pokemon cards are huge right now. Like everyone's trying to get them.
Yeah, it's even tough for me to play because I like to go to card shops and play competitively or just for funsies. But I've been out of it because it's too hard to.
You definitely like competitions. It seems like that's a track record you have.
Yes, indeed. What, I'm a gamer. Come on now.
That's right. Speaking of gaming, have you been playing anything fun lately? Like, are you doing, I know you have your podcast, so you're probably always playing something new.
Well, I have been moving, and I just started a new job, so things have been a little bit tough. I know Life is Strange, the final chapter with Chloe and Max is coming out soon, and I can't wait to play that. Pokopia, is that how you say it?
I say Pokopia.
Pokopia? There we go, yeah.
Pokopia.
I have that. I haven't played it yet. I'm just like waiting until I set up all my stuff and can get into it.
Yeah. So, you're in the gaming space. You do a weekly podcast. Do you want to, let's talk more about your podcast, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a game for you. Shelby, Lena, and I had been like always hanging out, getting together, talking about the games that we're playing. And I was like, what if we just recorded ourselves doing this? Because we were watching trailers and like recommending things, and got a game for you became a thing. Podcasts are like really hard though. With all of our schedules moving, people traveling, it's tough to stay consistent, but when we do crank out an episode, it's really fun. And that's we're just holding it light. But it's tough because we're filming an episode tonight, and I haven't even been able to play any games this year. I know, but what I did do is I went to GDC and I got to play a bunch of demos.
Which is way cooler to talk about anyways, because those games aren't even out yet.
Yeah. Fate's End from the creator of Spiritfarer. They have a new game that's coming out, and it's basically you have to kill all of your siblings to take on the role of basically queen of your family. Whoa. And everyone wields a sword, but they have to give up a part of their body in order to wield it. It's very fantastical. Whoa. And the weakest sibling of like of this big family, before her mom passes, the mom tells her that she's going to be the new heir, but in order to do that, she has to kill all of her siblings and take their swords and their powers in order to do that. So she goes up to like her first sibling, is like, Mom said I'm supposed to be, the queen, and I have to kill you in order to do that, and I'm so sorry. And it's the conversations you have. It's Spiritfarer, like, yeah. I was like emotional playing through it because the stories are very human and very real and very messy, and the way that you handle the conversations determines how, the fight could end. And there's different, like, paths you can take in that. Very, very beautiful. Such a wonderful game. Played out like an anime. Can't wait to play that one. I got a glimpse at Seed, which is basically... Have you heard about this game?
No.
It's been in development for, like, 10 years.
Oh, my God.
Basically, it's like Sims on crack.
How can it be more Sims than Sims? That's crazy.
It's
Sims is already wild.
It's people who loved Sims, and then they wanted to go a step further. They wanted to create their own government. They wanted to have their Sims characters be still playing and functioning in the world, even when the gamer wasn't the one controlling them. And you could text your seedling through your phone and be like, hey, like, what are you up to? What's happening? Like, oh man, I just did this and ran some errands and I went on a date. Let me tell you about it. And you could kind of build out their personalities, but they automate on their own, do their own thing. Okay. And you can't buy anything in the seedling world that hasn't been created by by a seedling, by a character.
Wow. Yeah, that's a cool concept. With gaming, you know, being so immersed in that world, doing a podcast, playing all these games at GDC, do you have time to think about where gaming's at nowadays? Like, do you ever think about like the how it's transitioning? It's kind of going through an upheaval right now. Have you had time to like think about that and where you think it's going?
What do you mean? Like in like the console,
like this
like
gaming
AAA?
space in general? Maybe the console space, yeah. Like it could be about just the industry. Like it's not just gaming too. You know, it's the entertainment industry as well. You know, the upheaval since AI has gotten introduced and all this stuff. Kind of that take on it, like that perspective. Have you had a chance to like think about it and formulate some professional thoughts from your perspective?
You know, I think gaming is in a place where it's tough right now. It's tough. With social media being something that we all have access to, we're getting to see kind of the realities of a lot of these game studios and when they're bought and how employees are treated along the way, and with these layoffs and expectations and everything that's happening. It's a very scary time, I think, for the people that put all the hard work into making these games that we know and love. And it's also an opportunity for a lot of these indie creators to kind of shine. And I feel like we've been feeling that for a while. I think since the pandemic, there's been a surge of like indie gamers making their very first game, and it being something that completely like changes gaming culture and us as a whole.
Yes.
So where there's hardship, there's always opportunity. So I think on a larger scale, some of these big studios are in a bit of an uncomfy place. I also think it's an interesting time for, you know, new games to be created and kind of push that norm. I think it's so interesting, the like console wars versus like, you know, like the Steam Decks and the handhelds and even mobile gaming, and Mac is getting involved and starting to do games. Everyone's a gamer right now, which means that the audience is everyone. It's not just, you know, it's not a 90s commercial targeting like a boy playing a Game Boy. It's your grandma.
Right. Yeah, truly.
Yeah. And I think it's beautiful. So it's tough to see. I just like did a game, worked on a game, and I interviewed the dev, and then before the episode had come out, they had gotten like half of the team had gotten laid off. And I'm like, that is gaming at its core right now, and it's tough. I hope everyone who is involved in that industry is taking really good care of themselves and their mental health, because it's scary times right now.
Yeah, and well said. I think also we do have to like support each other, the ones who are in it. You know, we feel it too. Like we're all experiencing different versions of this, what's been happening.
And as a fan, like make sure you're wish listing those games that you like. Like your
support the games you like.
Support the games you like. That's huge right now. If you like feel a little helpless in it, you have no idea how big wish listing things can really help a dev or a game's future ahead of its launch. It's a big deal.
Yeah, huge deal. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a playful route here with this question. Three characters that defined you as a gamer. Can you think of 3 of them? Three
characters?
Characters, yeah. From games, like game characters that maybe Mega Man, you know, like whoever it might be in your head that you're thinking help define you, whether that's through a place of nostalgia or like that you related to, stuff like that.
Yeah. Obviously Chloe from Life is Strange.
Love.
That the Life is Strange series has really left a huge impact on me. I love that world. I love the storylines. I love the comics. I love everything Life is Strange. And I love how, you know, unapologetic that character is. I write comics now, and
that's right.
It's really fun to pull from her like sassy bits and her her heart. I love those type of characters. You see him, in shows and animes and cartoons and stuff all the time that like follow a similar like Chloe trope. But yeah, I think I got a little bit of that in me. I also got a bit of Toad. From Mario.
That's cute. That's cute.
I'm a little chaotic, but I like pack a punch. I've always been obsessed with Toad. I freaking love Toad. I always would play Toad in Mario Kart too.
Yeah.
Until I really got into the meta and then switched to like Waluigi because he's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Let's see, who else? Man, there's so many games that I love. Gave you an old school. I gave you a newer one. What's another one? It's tough because I'm just like, some of the games that I love, like one of my favorite games of all time is World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
That game changed my life too. My first boyfriend got me into it in like 2005.
Nice.
Yeah, and we would have LAN parties, and that's like an original character.
Right.
Yeah, but like if I could live in any world, it would be Azeroth. So
yeah.
I guess an original character within the world.
What about fighting game characters, since you said you were...
Ooh.
That's a good one, right?
Fighting game characters. I mean, well, I don't know if you know this, but I was in a fighting game. I got to play Kimberly Hart.
Oh my God.
In the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
All right,
And I got to play two characters. There's Evil Kim, which is Ranger Slayer, and then Kimberly Hart, which was like freaking cool, right? I got to morph, go pterodactyl.
You lived out your dream.
Honestly, I can't complain.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably Ranger Slayer.
Those are
really
good
at that. I mean,
I love that.
I want to be the one that I am.
Yeah, absolutely. You played her. You are her. Yeah. She's a part of you.
Yeah.
All right. So you've lived out your dream. You were a Power Ranger. What's the next dream for you? I know you said kids and more cooking stuff, like perhaps going on the British Bake Off, which we're manifesting for you as we speak. But anything else on the personal or professional front and things that you're working on too that you want people to know about?
Yeah, definitely working on I'm working on a TV pilot right now, which I can't say anything about.
NDA.
Building that one out, being more on the producer side of things and creation, which is fun. I'm at that point in my career. I have a lot more stories left in me. I'm working on several different comic book stories right now. Two of them horrors that haven't been announced, and then one of them was announced. I'm writing for Star Trek's anthology, their 60th anniversary. Dream come true.
Exciting.
Big Trekkie.
Yeah, me too. That's amazing.
You get it then?
I get it. You're part of the Star Trek family officially. Like once you've done
in
anything
that universe.
in that space. Yeah.
Let's see what else. Just making lots of bread and enjoying life. And I'm heading up creators at my new job, which is amazing because I get to work for all these incredible gaming studios and build out amazing creator programs in the way that I would have loved to experience them, since I've honestly been involved in almost every single large one at its birth and conception. So I have a lot to say when it comes to that, and it's fun to get my friends involved and just make sure everyone's happy and has a good time. I feel like I'm the creator whisperer. I'm like that one person that can like translate what the brand wants and what the creators are wanting and find that middle. Also, because I am an active creator too, which my job lets me do that as well. Just really, really lucky. So I guess what's next is just more creative things. You haven't seen the last of me and all the different wonderful things and shades I like to show up in. Got a lot of creative stuff that is still underway. And hopefully starting a family here pretty soon.
I'm so excited.
I mean, we'll see. Just one thing at a time.
You're already technically a family of 5 at this point.
I am. Have you seen them roaming about?
Yeah, we saw them walk past you a couple times.
So many puppies. two of them have diapers. We were making a joke about our house being the house of diapers, like the house of dragons, the house of diapers.
Amazing. Well, it was so great chatting with you in a professional capacity, you know, and getting to know a bit more about like your life experience. You've done so many cool things. And yeah, everyone should check out all the stuff you've done and are doing right now, like the podcast, check out the comic books. Yeah, you're awesome. And I hope to have you back on, you know, on your next big, obviously with the projects you're working on in the future that you sort of teased. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. This was so much fun.
Yeah, I had a good time. We talked about everything, which is how I like these episodes to go as much as possible. We touch on all the things. Get it all
out there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, later. Thank you for hanging this week and watching my chat with Meghan Camarena. We've got a ton more interviews just like it on our brand new channel, so thank you so much for helping us grow, and if you can, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on our next episode of Character Select. Bye for now.